excited.
So the other nurse just left. I'm Maddie. I'll be your new nurse.
Okay.
And you are Carrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
First
too.
baby?
Yeah.
Excited?
I'm nervous, but I'm
Nervous?
excited too.
Yeah. And who do you have here with you?
This is my grandma.
I'm Giselle. Well, I'm the grandma of the baby.
Oh. It's your mother-in-law.
I'm Anton's mom.
Mother-in-law. Okay. And who is this you have with you?
This is my mother-in-law.
Oh,
I'm
nice to
Giselle.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, has she been with you the whole time?
Yeah, she's been really good.
Yeah, okay.
She's been on bed rest, so just trying to do what I can to help her.
Yeah, are we expecting Dad today?
I don't know. I'm really nervous because like he's trying to get here.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the baby's coming soon. And I don't know
We're
where he
hopeful.
is.
We keep calling him, but
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna
we'll
try
just see
again.
what happens. You know, we can only go with the flow. Baby decides what baby wants to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they decide to wait though.
Yeah, but you're not ruptured, so it'll be a
So
little bit.
it's-
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's good to know.
we're gonna get some monitors on you. We're gonna take some vitals. We're gonna get you all set up and ready, so we can like keep track of what the baby's doing, how you're doing, and I hear your blood pressure is a bit up.
Yeah, they said it was really high.
Yeah, so that condition's called preeclampsia. Did they talk to you about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just going to keep a close eye on it. I know they administered some meds to try to get that down, some IV fluids that'll all try to help reduce it. And if it keeps going up, we'll take other measures, but we'll get there when we get there.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had high blood pressure before I was pregnant.
There's a array of factors that play into it. It's super common, and like the only cure is to have the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So once the baby comes out, it should be good, but that might mean that you might need a C-section if things get bad, because we want to, like, if things get too advanced in your preeclampsia, we really just want to get that baby out.
Okay.
And baby's at an age where it's good. It's okay to come out.
Yeah. So no one ever really actually told me the importance of why I've been laying in bed for 6 weeks.
she's been on bed rest for a while.
Yeah.
Like why exactly?
Well, baby is at like a tough state. You're in a tough state with your preeclampsia, and that put pressure on the baby as well. So just being in bed will keep that down, trying to keep your blood pressure down so that baby can grow safely
Mm-hmm.
and mom doesn't get affected either. So we're trying to keep baby incubated as long as we can and like develop him as long as we can in utero. So then he can come out and be as healthy as possible.
I mean, I want him to
That's
be
good.
healthy. I've been miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited to get up.
Yep. Well, you're at the right place.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You'll have a
exciting.
good surprise when it
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah,
I'm
and if there's things I can grab you, whether that be like movies or like channel lists or any kind of like board game, I think we have some in the back.
She's been playing Sudoku.
Sudoku, how's that?
I love you for bringing it to me, but I played too much.
Yeah. So we'll maybe find
I'm
you some
a
other
pro.
fun things to do.
Yeah.
But let me grab some vitals on you. I think we have a blood pressure cuff, so I'll just have that start. Well, have it going. I'll listen to I'll get your temperature. All right, thermometer. I'll just place it under your tongue. Thank you. All right, it looks good. It's just 80 or 98, excuse me. And then the blood pressure is still looking a little high.
What's that?
It's 140 over 90. So it's a little high, but we'll work on it. It'll be good.
Sorry, I laugh when I'm nervous. I just hope it goes down.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're at the right place. We'll take care of you. And how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just nervous that Anton's not gonna be here for the birth. I know.
He'll be.
I want him to be
Yeah.
here.
He'll be so upset if he
Gonna
doesn't.
text him again.
Well, he's on his way. He's doing all the right things. We'll just do what we can here.
Okay.
But I'm going to look at your belly. I'm going to figure out where baby is, and we're going to put some monitors on so we can listen to baby's heartbeat.
Okay.
All right, so first I'm just going to pull this down. That's okay. Is it okay if mother-in-law's in here
Yeah.
for that?
No, that's totally fine.
All right, awesome. I'm going to pull this down for you. All right, so we're going to do this thing called a Leopold's maneuver. So I'm just going to anchor here and figure out where baby is,
Okay.
like where the head is. And
You feel it?
oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like as distinct, obviously, but you can feel like his edges. And like you have a general idea of like where the baby should be. And it's pretty obvious if they are in the right spot.
Where
think
should
I
the
would-
baby be?
Would I be able to feel it? Do you think?
You can try. I mean, you just anchor it to hold that down and like just feel around the edges, and you can kind of feel around like where baby's body is at all.
I've never actually pushed in and tried to feel it.
Does it hurt the baby to do that at all?
No, not at all. I mean, obviously, it's not hard pressure. We're not hitting on baby or anything like that. But no, we're just feeling, just giving it a pat on the back. And so I feel baby over here, so I'm just gonna listen to make sure we have his heartbeat.
Is this a normal place for him to be in?
Yep, no, he's looking at a good position, and like basically like what contractions are doing, what he's doing is just like getting in a position where his head's down and he's ready to come out. So like should be like head down facing that way, and like the back around the
I'm
head.
feeling a contraction.
All right, well, we'll just breathe through it. Have you worked on breathing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll just breathe through it. I'll give you a second.
Good. Just breathe like you do at home.
Let's go.
All right, I'm just gonna listen to baby's back quick. It's right here. So we found baby. I'll put this on. This is it's called the Toco. It's gonna stay on there. I'll put it directly on the belly, and it's in 2 places, and it's like just watching baby's heart rate right there. So then on this screen, you can see that the fetal heart rate. So then while I'm out there or anywhere else, the doctors or I can see it, make sure baby's doing good.
That's
Nothing's
cool.
going on. Yeah.
That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Give you something to do.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask either of you. Because it's very up down, just scribbles sometimes. You don't really know what's going on, but I can definitely show you that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know what else to do now.
Sorry, the reason I did the contraction was because in the thing it said she was having contraction.
Yeah.
Also, you did good waiting, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And finding the baby's bag. Nice.
Thank you. Found it.
Now you can.
Just do the questions. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I
What
mean,
else? You're monitoring. You've done everything.
Bring up the smoking, bring up.
yeah, and like the questions.
Mhm.
Do you want the
Make
questions
sure,
to
like,
be
I'm aware of, like, when preeclampsia is getting worse and when to, like, call it
Yeah. Okay.
and tell me when if I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, Cole snipped you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I don't know, Cole. Okay.
Can I put? Oh, can't do that.
You can go under me.
Yeah, that works. If that, I don't know if that'll help though. Okay.
see.
Ready?
Good.
Alright, well while I'm in here, do you mind if I just get a few questions from you? I just really want to know what's going on, your plan, how you're feeling, all those factors.
Yeah. Is
And
it
I'm-
okay if I sit up just a little?
Oh,
My neck
yes, of
hurts.
course, yeah. I can help you out. There you go. Lots of bed rest, I'm sure doesn't help. But I'm also just going to chart my findings, just keeping track of it all helps.
Mhm.
And I also want to talk to you about the preeclampsia symptoms. So if I'm out of the room and you start to experience like black dots again, or like
Mhm.
blacking out, or like anything like the I don't know.
Wait, I can sit up in bed because this fucking hurts, right?
Yeah,
I can
no,
sit.
Yeah, you can sit.
Yeah,
You
Okay,
sit.
I'll just do that while you're talking so I
Yeah,
don't all of a sudden
But like,
switch.
what even like?
Just be like, what we want to do is just make sure that you don't go into eclampsia, which is when you're gonna, not to scare you, but like, when you feel like seizing.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just say like we just don't want it to progress into another
Yeah.
So
position.
make sure that you're calling if you're
So,
seeing
like,
black
if you're-
dots, don't try to just lay through it.
Yeah. Don't try to fight through it. Like, it can progress into
Mhm.
like something worse, and that's just something we want to monitor. You're
Mhm.
completely fine, but
Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to do some charting, and then I just want to talk to you about preeclampsia signs and symptoms if you want to sleep up.
Yeah.
So, we're doing good right now, we're monitoring it, and we know what's going on, but if you experience something like black dots, or like just going like a little bit black and like in and out, it might be progressing into like another condition that's really serious. It's called eclampsia, and that's what we don't want. So whenever you guys feel or like you notice, don't try to lay through it, don't try to fight it.
Yeah.
Just hit that call light. You're not bugging me, you're not bugging anyone. We're all about you
Okay.
and that baby.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So I'll just give you guys a few questions. Just feel free to answer both of you if you have any input, and if you're uncomfortable with any conversation, just be like, I'd rather not talk about it. Yeah. So how are you feeling about bringing the baby home?
I'm excited. It's just being a first-time mom. I really don't know what to expect. My mom told me that it was amazing, and I was her only child, so
Mhm.
she did good with me. So I'm hoping I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Celeste has been super good.
It's okay. We all have those days. No, I'm sure she knows the ropes. She's had a baby, and it seems like you're pretty involved. So like that's a good resource. And you know about like other resources you could use, or like when to like look for outside resources when you're worried or anything like that.
No, I just.
You guys suck.
Well, I thought, ow, my head. There's a girl on Are You the One named Celeste.
I'm so
It's very
To get
confusing.
it together.
I feel like mine's super short.
Serious.
What are you at?
10, 9:30.
No, I feel
you're
like all
at
of our
10 and we
minutes.
haven't
done
taken
the
a break
questions.
really, and you haven't even done the
Yeah.
questions. So
Okay.
fine.
Alright. Ready?
Yep.
Wait, what was it? Do I just move
My
on to the next
head
question?
is throbbing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, she didn't really.
I didn't answer the
Oh,
questions.
I thought she
Should
did.
I? The
Like
first one.
resources?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like ready? So like do you know about resources you can use? Otherwise obviously your mother-in-law, your mother, all those, but like outside resources that are available?
Yeah, not really. I'm just scared of being so dependent on other people. Like, I can't rely on, obviously, her or my mother taking care of him whenever I need them to. So I guess I'm just nervous in emergency situations where no one can be home and no one can watch.
I feel like
Maybe.
also just like she's been on bed rest and like had to rely on everyone else, and just like maybe a little bit of fear that is maybe what it's gonna be like, you know, that same situation where you need so much help from other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I know.
I'm sorry, I just have to say something. I feel like mother-in-laws do that all the time and assume how their daughters are feeling, so that's why I said that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, ready? And then, so like with it, we could get some resources. I know there's daycare, stuff like that you could look into, and like different options like that. Otherwise, I know they said that you got your maternity leave is cut short.
Yeah, it got cut really short, and that's also what scares me because I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Is that Anton?
I have a missed call from Anton.
Okay. Well, feel free to take it. We can keep talking.
I'm gonna go take this real.
Okay.
Oh, I'll just wait here.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, you can. Obviously, there's daycares, all that stuff that you could look into. Otherwise, working it out with your husband's work schedule and yours, and like just really trying to like find a good fit and like
Yeah.
find what like works for you guys. And like it's always a trial and error thing with every parent, and you'll figure it out. It just takes time.
Thanks for telling me that. It makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It's just been stressful. This was not what I expected during
No,
pregnancy.
of course, and no one ever hopes for or expects like these issues, and like we just gotta get through them. So moms do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, like, are there any other challenges you're worried about when the baby is born?
I'm just nervous, kind of about breastfeeding,
Mhm.
because like they said that I don't have milk right away since it's my first baby. That I'm not gonna have it. They said for like 3 or 5 days or something. So like, how do I feed him?
Well, it's called colostrum, and this stuff is great. It's, like, we really encourage, like, even if women don't want to breastfeed right away, or like they don't want to breastfeed at all, we really encourage like the first few days to breastfeed. It's called colostrum. It's high in nutrients. It's everything the baby needs, and it's a thicker paste. Like it won't feel like it's like milk, but like it'll help the milk come in, and the baby's getting what it needs, even though it might not feel right.
Okay.
Yeah, but like that's what
And that will come right away.
Yep,
Just
it's
even though the milk won't.
ready to go. It's ready to go when you have that baby.
Okay.
Pretty nice.
The body's crazy like that,
Yeah.
but
She just gave us the bitchiest look.
probably because we're on the table. Alright, but if you want help with breastfeeding when that baby does come out, I know how to do it. I know how some like great tricks. Otherwise, we have a breast milk consultant on staff. If you want that, I can get that over here for
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I guess we'll just see where it goes, and
Yeah,
if it's easier than I thought, which I hope, then we'll be good.
yeah. And what are your concerns about the labor itself?
I'm just concerned, like, since I do have preeclampsia, like what that really means when it comes to having a baby. Does that affect me in any way when I have the baby?
Well, it depends on where it's at, and it depends on like how high your blood pressure is, and like so right now the vaginal birth we're going with what's scheduled, but a C-section is possible if things don't get better.
Meaning, like,
So if it goes up, like we're gonna like if your blood pressure raises, we're gonna want to get baby out because like I said earlier, that's what cures it. So like that's what's gonna help you because we want to protect you, and it puts stress on the baby. So we just want to like help you both by getting that baby out, and C-section is the way to do that.
so, like, would my blood pressure go up for me pushing, or do you just mean, like, if my body isn't ready to have baby, if my blood pressure is too high? Does that make sense? Like,
No.
so what I'm trying to ask is, like, she's saying,
Is your blood pressure gonna raise when you're trying to push?
yeah,
Want it?
no. It just, like, you're saying, like, if before your, like, water breaks, and
Yeah.
before you're dilated enough,
Yeah.
if your blood pressure goes too high.
Okay. You want to ask?
So
me?
during it doesn't like, it's not gonna raise when you're like.
It did for my girl.
You almost said on tap, by the way.
On top. When?
She said something. You were like, we have it on tap.
I did say it. That bar lingo. Okay, if you want to ask the question again.
So, like, I'm just wondering if, like, is it gonna be one of those things where I'm pushing and then we decide to have a C-section, or
It's
when
if
would I
you're.
know?
You'll know because we're constantly monitoring your blood pressure. It's really important. That's what we're focusing on. Like that's our main concern. And so before your water breaks or you're dilated, if like your blood pressure is raising, it's too high, we're gonna get that C-section going.
Okay.
But it's not gonna raise from like pushing if we get to that point.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a contraction, and that'd be a good time for you to like feel.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna be like, maybe like I got a contraction,
Okay.
because they do that all the time.
They do.
Like when you're
We're
talking.
Okay, yeah. What was you're smoking? All right, ready?
Mhm.
And then I read in the chart that you are a smoker. Oh,
If
are
you
you
have
having a
contraction?
contraction? Do you mind if I palpate just to see where they're at?
Mhm.
All right. And you can see on the monitor that it's monitoring these contractions too.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep breathing.
Just moderate right now. Breathe through it.
So they're gonna get worse?
Yes.
So you're gonna have a beautiful baby. It's okay.
Just breathe through
It's gonna
it.
be worth it.
They'll just be closer together, maybe a bit stronger.
Okay, it's gone.
Good job.
All right.
Do you want water or anything?
No, I'm okay. Thank you though.
And I was reading in the chart about some smoking. Was
Yeah.
there any smoking during pregnancy?
I mean, it's like a little embarrassing, but yeah, it's just so hard to quit.
I understand. And well, I got that really awkward. Can we do it again?
Ow, my head!
Oh, contractions.
No, I don't want to laugh. Okay, go.
Okay.
I'm getting really in this role right now.
I know you are. Okay. So I read in the chart that there was smoking. Was that involved in the pregnancy at all?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, it's not something I like to tell people, but I did still smoke.
Okay.
It's so hard.
I know it's hard. It's one of the hardest things, and that's why it's so like common for
Mhm.
people to continue to do it because your body wants it, your body craves it, and it puts you through a lot of pain to like quit. But what is your feelings about smoking now that the baby's coming and like smoking from here on out with the baby?
Like, I'm just nervous that, like, my
You know
smoking.
it's best to quit.
I know. I'm just nervous that, like, my smoking had effects on my baby, and it's gonna have something wrong with it, and I'm never gonna forgive myself.
Well, we'll get there when we get there. Right now, our main concern is just getting baby out, getting through this labor, and just like enjoying that, and you'll have a beautiful baby regardless.
Yeah.
But we'll get to it if that happens.
As for, like, when I go home, I mean, I'm gonna do my best. Like, I don't know if completely quitting is in the cards for me, but I won't smoke in the house. I'll
Yeah.
be sure to go outside.
There's definite measures that you can take to protect baby from secondhand smoke, and that's a great option. And if you want to quit, we have a bunch of consultants, pamphlets, information that I can grab for you if any of that interests you.
What about, like, breastfeeding when I smoke? I don't even know the answer to that. I'm so sorry.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
I think you can.
I honestly wouldn't do anything while I'm breastfeeding because I'd be so
I
paranoid.
think you can.
But maybe
I'm
you
not
still
gonna,
shouldn't
I'm not
ask.
gonna answer
Okay, I just
that question. I'll cut that question out. Okay, so I know we talked about the possible C-section. How do you feel if it switched that delivery method?
I guess I just planned on having it like a vaginal birth.
Yeah.
That was just what I always thought about growing up and stuff. So, I mean, if I have to, then I have to. Obviously, I just want what's best for my baby.
Yeah. And I know it
It's
might be
just-
hard to lose that connection, like that process, but just like knowing that you're gonna have a beautiful baby, like it needs to come out, it's what's best for both of you, and just like focusing on like enjoying meeting your baby and like that excitement is really like what we should focus on if that comes to that.
Yeah.
Also, Anton texted he's not sure if he's gonna make it, but he's on his way. But he just
How
got.
far away is he?
He said he's about an hour out and traffic's really bad.
He knew that I was gonna be here.
But you know how his work works. It's okay.
I'm really sorry about that. We'll do our best to support you if he doesn't make it. I'll hold the leg.
Okay.
I got you. So, with the 6 weeks of bed rest, I know it's been hard. How has it affected your feelings about the pregnancy and the baby and everything?
Honestly, like, I always said I wanted to have a lot of babies, but this has just been nothing like I expected. I know I'm gonna love it. It's been really hard. And it's just like thinking about if I had to do it again for a baby, like, I just don't know if I would.
Yeah. Do you know if it's a boy or a girl? Or are you waiting?
We're waiting.
You're waiting? Do you have any names picked out?
Yeah, we have one for both, but me and Anton are keeping it a surprise.
Okay.
We haven't even told her yet.
They don't
She's
even
wanting
know.
to know.
Well, that's frustrating.
I know. Okay.
But we're thinking about maybe announcing it when we have it right
Yeah,
away.
Of
So
course.
maybe you'll be there.
I will be there. All right. And then, how do you feel about maternity leave? We didn't talk about that. Remind me. I really like that I asked about like the affect your bond with baby with the like maternity leave being shortened. I'll ask that. Okay. And with the maternity leave being cut short, do you think that'll affect your bond with baby, or like how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I've just been told that that time is where you really connect. Like, that's what she was telling me too, is that's when she really connected. And I guess I'm not afraid of not having a bond, but yeah, I am afraid of like missing out on the experiences if I was home.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like if I'm gonna look into just quitting, I don't know. We can't quit, but
We'll figure it out though. It's what grandparents are for.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Support system like that. And then when it comes to you and the husband at home, how do you guys plan on sharing the care?
I mean, he works all the time,
Yeah.
so I feel like a lot of it's gonna be on me.
Yeah. And like obviously you said he'll be gone, he's out of state a lot. So on you, like how are you planning on like keeping yourself mentally and physically alright? And like when he's home, like
I feel like things I like to do, I'll be able to bring the baby with. Like I like
Yeah.
to garden.
yeah.
I like to be outside, and it's okay if baby's outside, right?
Sunscreen, cover
Yeah.
them up. They got some delicate skin, so you just want them like in the shade and some sunscreen, and sometimes like insect or bug spray too. Just keep those itchy. Otherwise, you might have a crying baby for a while. They're
Yeah.
really itchy, but no, yeah.
So I mean, I feel like I'll be okay on that front because I don't know. I'm not like where I go. What I like to do is around my house. It's not leaving, so
Yeah.
they'll be able to be there with me.
No, that's awesome. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
And then, how do you feel about husband being gone all the time if he is gone and like that responsibility?
My mom-in-law knows how I feel about it.
It's hard on her. I mean, it's hard on anyone. I don't even like him being gone all the time, and I don't like knowing that he's not going to be there for her all the time when she needs. Just from having that my own experience, I know that they're needed a lot, but I try to talk to him. But I mean, it's what can you do if it's your job and it's how you're providing? So I try to remind myself and Carrie of that too.
Yeah.
I know I can't blame him for providing for the family. It's the best thing he can do, but it's hard.
Yeah, I understand. And it's just finding a rhythm, finding what works, finding how it works. And you'll get through it. Moms are the toughest humans on earth.
It's true.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you are. And then, so that's all that I had for questions. Is there anything before I go that I can do for you guys to make this experience better? Or,
I don't think so. I think just waiting for Anton.
Yeah.
I mean, do you need anything?
No, I really want to get that breastfeeding, making sure I'm doing it right before.
yeah, no,
when
I
do
will.
have baby.
I will help. I'll watch. We can like learn a few different tricks. I have information. Otherwise, if it's not just working out, we have the consultant that can come and we can look at some different options too. Like not with formula, but like if breastfeeding for you doesn't work, we can look into pumping or like different options too.
Before you leave, like I think since the preeclampsia is such a big deal,
Mhm.
just like before I leave, could you go ahead and tell me when you would call? You know what I mean?
Oh, like it's not.
What? Right. All right. And then just one more thing before I go.
Mhm.
Could you tell me when you would hit the call it with your preeclampsia?
Yeah. You said something like if I'm seeing black dots like I did last time, that's like pretty bad.
Yeah, it's progressing. No, stuff
and
like
then
that.
if like my blood pressure's going up or if I have a
Yeah.
really bad headache, things like that, right?
Yeah,
Good.
perfect. Just hit that call it, and if you guys need anything, feel free to hit the call it. It's right here, and I'll be in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
and I'll
you.
be
Thank
watching
you
the
so
mom
much.
too.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
of
being
course,
watching.
guys.
Yeah, I'll see you in a bit.
See ya.
Oh my gosh, my foot is sleeping so bad.